Shalom, guys.
Shalom.
Yes, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to the channel. We are Journey with Us. Today we're going to be talking about Tanzania. Obviously, as you see on my shirt, Mount Kilimanjaro is in Tanzania. So we're going to be talking about Africa, like usual. So today, or I want to say yesterday, uh, really a couple days, I've been hearing this a lot. Why don't Africans like African Americans? So that's a big question. So stay tuned. We're gonna be talking about it a lot. So, like I say, it's a question that comes in my head about, do we like ourselves as, African Americans, as people from the diaspora that hasn't been here in Africa to put their feet on the ground to understand, to really understand, to understand the people here. So that's a big question that that comes in my head. What do you think, babe?
No, I don't think we like ourselves. As Africans in America, we do not like ourselves. And it's been programmed like that since slavery, since Jim Crow, oppression, all of these things that have been basically this whole idea of systematic racism so that you don't have to be in slavery anymore, right? You don't have to literally be in chains and be out in the fields because guess what? In white America, you are still going to work on their plantations. You are still going to contribute to their economy. You're still going to contribute to the growth of their empire without anyone having to shackle you because the shackle is on your mind. You have to know who you are. You have to know your identity. And part of knowing your identity is loving your people. And when you see people that look like you out here in East Africa, West Africa, Southern Africa, because the honest truth is, from what we've seen, they're supposed to look like us in all parts of Africa. Maybe not as much North Africa, but most definitely West, South, and East Africa. Because most of the people out here in Africa are Bantu people. And most of us, when we do our DNA, if anybody has done that, it goes straight back to Cameroon, Congo. If not Cameroon, Congo, it goes back to Nigeria. If not Nigeria, it goes back to another area in Central or West Africa, sometimes even East Africa. So we're talking about this problem. It's a problem. It's not, imaginary. You can see this when people come here and they go back. That is one of the top reasons people come here and go back. It's not necessarily money. It's not necessarily anything else
Mm.
because people get here and they see themselves in the people and they don't like what they see. They don't like the ancient path. They don't like their cousins. They don't want to see what's actually in Africa. Like when you leave America, you need to understand that you're not going to come to mini America, Africa. That's not what this is. And this should not be a reason that you even want to leave America if you're looking for mini America. Number one, because you're not going to find it. There's no nation on earth like the USA. There's just not. And so you really have to ask yourself, do you love yourself? And so this is why we wrote and illustrated a book called Wake Up Jacob for Children. At least if the older generation
Mm.
and maybe some of us in our 30s, we're not in our 30s yet, but people that are around our age, whatever age you are, if you can't get that self hate out of your mind, hopefully you can help your children get it out of their mind through education. Because when the colonizers came, to Africa and when they came over from to America from Britain, guess what they did? When those Native Americans were on the reservations, they were educating them because education is a weapon. Education is massive. So this is why we published Wake Up Jacob. Check it out at the link in the description to help your black child identify who they are and see themselves in the holy scriptures.
That brings me to, do you really want to change? Because that's a big question. Of course, people say they want to change, spiritually, physically, and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
change is going to be hard. It's not just going to be easy. So if you see that, these people here live a certain way, that's kind of the way that you have to think about, why do they do this? Why are they living like this? Why are they living day by day? Because here in Africa, that's what they do, and that's what the scripture says. Day by day, you really don't worry about tomorrow. So, change is very necessary. So when my wife said the ancient path, that's very important. Like, why do you look at people with their shoes off? Why are they doing that? You know, what are shoes for? Those are the questions that you should be asking. Shoes are taken away from your health, away from your life. So the people, when you see people, when you come here to Africa and you see people with their shoes off, and why do they walk around with no shoes? They're really trying to heal themselves. So that's very important that you can step aside and look inside their life and know that they're doing stuff for a certain reason. They're really surviving in a way that we don't really know that will really help us. So I know for us, we really step back and realize, hey, why do people do certain things a certain way? Why are people here so nice to go out their way to help you? So just say, um, for example, the other day I had to go shopping and I had to pick up a big bag of food for chickens, right? And I knew that I was going shopping, so I invited one of my friends to go get the chicken feed, and he wanted to come, but I didn't realize that the shopping spree that we had to do was going to be so long. So he definitely have his day to go through. He has to do things in that day. So I keep asking him, hey, do you have to go home? I'm sorry, I have to go here. I have to go, a couple places to get things. But he was so nice. He was like, no, 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 it's okay. I'm just relaxing. I'm chilling. Just do what you have to do, and I'm here. So I go do it, and I come back. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I got to go two more places. Oh, it's okay. Just go ahead. I'm like, you sure? Do you need some food? Do you need juice or anything? Oh, no, no, no. It's okay. I'm just enjoying the company. So when you come here, when you come to Africa, you have to realize people are built different in a way that we should learn from.
They're community oriented first
Exactly.
before anything else.
So when we think community, we think, hey, let's build this wall, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Let's build this wall and live together and don't talk to each other, right? That's what it is coming from America, because that's what it is in America. We got our fences, we got our big house, the fence, we got our backyard, our front yard, whatever you want to do in that space. That's your community. Okay, you can step outside and go for a walk and say hi to your neighbors, but are you really providing for your neighbors if they need help? Are you really, trying to see what's wrong with your neighbors if they really are not healthy? So so here in Africa is really like that. They're really in your face about certain things. Like, hey, you said that you was gonna do this. What happened? You said today. You said tomorrow. And it's like, oh man, I feel bad because I did say that, but I didn't go through with it.
Gotta keep your word.
So it's really bringing us back to the ancient path. And if you're really not familiar with the ancient path, do your research. You know, just like my wife was talking about earlier, we have to wake up. We have to wake up, Jacob. Okay?
The quickest summary of the ancient path that you'll find is probably going to be in the book of Deuteronomy. Check it out, like the entire book. And another way that people in Africa view community is by children. Like when I go out or when we go out, they're like, oh, you're so blessed. You have all of these children. And so children are literally like the front and center of the culture throughout Africa. In America, oh, it's a complete opposite. People look at you if you're crazy, especially if you're black. If you're white, maybe not as much. But if you're black and you have 5 kids, they're going to be like, is he the father? Are you the mother? What's going on? Why do you have that many kids? How many
Mm,
more are you going to have? When in reality, our first command as humans was to be fruitful and multiply. So anytime you're in this place that is against the fruitfulness of the nation or fruitfulness of the people, fruitfulness of who you are, then you know they're against you. And so being there, you're automatically going to be against yourself. You're automatically going to have this self hate. So the question goes back to you. When you're coming to
mm,
Africa, when you're visiting Africa, do Africans hate you or do you hate yourself?
yes. So that's all we're gonna say. Really think about that. Please don't hate yourself, because if you hate yourself, you're gonna hate your neighbor, and that's not good. So make sure you learn how to love yourself, learn how to like yourself. I don't know how to explain it. Just make sure you learn how to love yourself, and it will grow from there. You will be and more peace. You will find more peace. So guys, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like the video. Leave us a comment below. Let us know your thoughts about if you hate yourself or if you love yourself. That's a question. So let
It
us
is a
know.
question.
Let us know. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Check the links in the description. And we will talk to you in the next video. Shalom.
Shalom.